Andrew Hiller, Matt Souza is back in the house after working all day at CrossFit Livermore.
LFG.
Howell's here. Got a baby in the house. And we're stoked to have James Townsend on all day today.
All day.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
me, who's on my deathbed. I'm the Walking Dead. I couldn't tell if I was going to poop or vomit all day, but I'm here. I'm sitting on a toilet.
And you look good on that shirt.
Thank you. It's a one of a kind. Travis
Even
Bellinghausen.
sick. You get that shirt, you look good sick. So that's a plus.
Thank you. You want to start with the drama? Let's start with the drama.
Obviously.
I'm getting word from some real media that's on scene that that there's some controversy about the platforms. We saw that guy. I'm trying to remember his name. He was the guy with the man bun, and they said his dad won the Masters competition, and I think it was the fittest man at 55 years old and older or something. I can't remember his name, and I didn't get my phone out in time to take the video. But basically, this guy's foot slipped forward while he had something big overhead. 330. He was in a split. He was doing 330, and you saw his front foot in the split slide forward. There was speculation from Chase Ingram that it was possibly moisture or those little rubber pellets that real athletes know about, and I don't know shit about. JR, any thoughts?
He wasn't the only one that I saw slip, or at least look at the platform as if there was something slippery on it. So
yeah, he turned around, right? Disgruntled.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? Is that just part of the game, or is like, no, you can't that can't happen?
Well, it's definitely something that you want to try to prevent if possible.
Mr. Hiller?
It's part of what happens when you have an outdoor event like that. They set up the platforms, and I mean, it's something that he could have taken care of himself. Just make sure there's no turf on your freaking platform. Like you're at 5 minutes standing there, clean it off. Everyone else could deal with the same thing.
It's probably going to be a new protocol. James, have you ever been to any Olympic lifting competitions?
Oh yeah, that's all I do.
Okay, right. I assumed, and they're all indoor, right? None outdoor.
Yeah, all indoor. And
so you've never
in a hotel or a convention center.
And have you ever seen that problem?
Unless it's a girl, peeing on the floor, which is normal, but other than that, never. Like Hiller said, you have 4 or 5 minutes to clean off your platform. So, I mean.
So it's the new protocol now. All the coaches are going to be telling their athletes, hey, if it's an outdoor event, go out there, clean off the platform.
It's just common sense, though. Like, that shouldn't be something you need a coach to tell you. Like, if you're looking down and it's wet, clean the fucking thing off. If it's...
Well, JR works with Jason Hopper and Taylor Self. Is it common sense, JR?
I would assume that when you're out there, if they were given the opportunity to be out there and warm up, then they would know that ahead of time. But going out there in their first attempt, being pretty heavy, maybe they don't know until the first attempt. But after the fact, I mean, sprinkle chalk on the platform, do something.
Turns to mud.
It was that guy's, I think, final attempt. He did have a pretty strong position on it. I don't know if you guys remembered. It looked like, I mean, he had a good chance of standing it up, and then his foot came forward. So you're saying that's on the athletes. That's not on the organizers.
Yeah, that's on the athlete. I mean, when I'm on a platform, I don't even like to lift when there's chalk, because going into a split jerk, I might slip. So it's common sense, like Hiller said.
All right. Well, that's good. That's one off of the people who organize that event. That's one thing that they don't have to, right? One thing they don't have to worry about.
I feel like I'd be too fired up. You go out there and you're like nervous and it's your first lift. Like, I don't know. You guys said it was common sense, but I feel like I would be the one dude that would not do that.
Yeah, but then let's say you slip, Souza. Afterwards, you'd be like, damn it, I should have known to check the platform. Don't you think?
That's true. Yeah, that's probably just my total lack of experience of competitive CrossFit.
Yeah,
I haven't been to regionals, Hiller, so
And it's probably the coaches and managers who are feeling like that they have to do their job and they have to say something. So they probably feel like if they don't say something or if they're not upset, they're not doing their job.
I think the athlete needs to get slapped around by the coach a little bit if he's making that kind of an excuse.
Well, once again, it comes down. It's consistent. It comes down to personal responsibility and accountability. How stoked is Justin Kotler to he is the most excited coach out there. Did you see how excited he was when Fuselier hit that 200?
Mhm. Justin's the man. He's the man. I like Justin.
What do you like about him?
He I've known him since 2014, since we tried to do the grid. I don't know if anybody remember grid.
Sure do.
Yeah, and he always come up and talk to me and talk about my lifts and stuff and what I'm doing and my kids, and he's just a great guy overall, man.
Is it so you're not surprised at all when you see this amazing camp forming over there with
Nope.
Underdog Athletics?
No, because he was his team was like the top team that was winning it every year during grid. So, he clearly knows what he's doing.
I heard he dyed Danielle's hair purple. He's the one who made her do it.
I scrutinized Mal O'Brien's last lift. I put it in slow-mo and I looked at her feet, and I think it's questionable. Did anyone else look at her feet? I think it's questionable whether she had control in that final lift. Did anyone else take a look at that?
You're a foot guy, eh?
Well, here's the thing. Her feet did go flat for a moment. She did that kind of twisty leg thing in the back there. I don't know. Do we have a video of that?
We do have the clip of it. I worry about the length of it. And so
7 seconds.
my mom's been sweaty the whole time. I've been uploading these things. I'm like,
And here's the thing. I mentioned it to a friend, and the friend said, "Hey, it's not her fault. It's the ref's fault." And yeah, I'm not saying it is her fault. She can only do that much, but it didn't stick out to any of you guys to look. I mean, she was doing some crazy footwork as she stood up. One of her back feet, it looked like she was just punch drunk for a second. Did you see that back foot? Like as it came up, it was doing the onesie twosie. And then it finally came forward, and then she came up on her toes and the bar came down. No. Okay.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. And it looks like she ran out of platform. Correct. Right. She was approaching the sign on the front end of it. And then she did what she could to try to stay there. And she got the call from the judge at the last second. And almost what you're talking about is the call from the judge, correct? Like, did the judge call it too early? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Well, maybe not. But the judge did call it. So,
having seen the clip, what Stefano is talking about is her back foot definitely does slip and slide around a little bit.
Show us a little. Show us a little, Souza. Show us a little. Show us a little. Be cool. Just show us.
Give us a taste.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And so what she does do is she comes forward and she gets flat-footed, and then she takes a step forward again. But when she takes that next step forward, she's up on her toe. Someone, Liz Cave calls it stanky leg.
Yeah, stinky leg.
Okay, fine, Brad. Brad says I saw it 7. It was close, but she got the rep. Okay, fine. You're the new Hiller of the podcast.
Yeah, Brad.
It was good. She had control.
In that instance, you don't blame the athlete because the athlete did exactly what she was told. The judge gave her the sign to put it down, and she put it down. That's all. I mean, if anything, it was on the judge for giving her a sign too early because she didn't have control at the end of it. And that happened a couple of cases over the course of the lift. Like, I mean, especially in the final one where they're struggling to keep it. What about it too early?
What about Phil Toon? We saw him get a 335 that was a good lift, and then we saw him do 335 again. Did we ever get clarity on that? What happened?
Saw him do it again.
Yeah, didn't he do 335 twice? Did you guys see that?
He went 05, 25,
25. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, something happened there. Then maybe when I saw him there, it said that his last lift was 305. I think something weird happened there. Nope, you guys didn't follow that either. Am I the only one who watched this, or am I just making shit up because I'm fucking so sick?
Well, the guy that was lifting with him, Bunton, Chase had thought that maybe he got a no rep on his second complex for some reason, but he went up anyway and then hit 345.
Right. He did. On his 335, he jerked it, and then when I saw him put it down, he looked at his ref like this. Really?
That was on the second lift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the second lift.
Correct. And then he went up and hit the 345 anyway.
Yeah.
I think what everyone was talking about on Phil's lifts were that little launch off of his shoulders, which what looked like before he completed the lifts. And what we talked about in the show this morning was over in the Far East, the judge was telling them when they could move the bar off of their shoulders. And I think that's a big miss on, well, shit, because I have people who are telling me that they're giving CrossFit handing out a handbook on the workouts that were standardized. And if over in the Far East, they're pointing at each other, saying that you'd think that was part of the things handed out by CrossFit to these events, like indicate when the rep is complete. But the Far East was the only group doing that, and that would have fixed that issue with Phil at least.
Yeah. And he did pop the bar off his shoulders, correct? Is that correct? One of the times he did do that. Someone said in his first lift he was popping the bar off the shoulders.
Brendan Waddell, I get on people when they're doing things within the online competition because it's both on the judge and the athlete in that instance. And when you're in a live competition, all the athlete's doing is listening to the judge. Go bullshit yourself.
Yeah, Brandon. Stefan is delusional with all the meds. No, actually, I haven't been on any meds today. I'm going to take them all right before I go to bed.
What do they expect Matt O'Brien to do in that instance? Like just say,
nothing.
Oh,
I don't think it's on. Right. I don't think it's on her at all.
Take back my 225 lift. You're right. I didn't have control.
No, there's no way.
Idiot.
Get out of here. Kind of clear. The downside rule was given. It's a good. There's no question about it.
What is wrong with people?
Judge made the call.
I'm gonna get all your freaking people off the show, Stefan. Cut me off. Talk about something else. Don't show me those comments.
Are you triggered, Hiller? Don't be triggered.
Don't show me those comments. Who's bringing those up? Is it Caleb?
It's me. Hey,
it's you.
Yeah, it's Caleb. It's Caleb. Get him.
I was watching Samuel Quant today, and I realized that at the games that I was working behind the scenes, his rookie year, I think he won heavy DT.
Heavy or double? It was
okay.
One of the two.
Yeah. It was a barbell complex, and so I started tripping. Like, okay, maybe his sickness really did jack him up, and we're watching a miracle in front of us. But does cycling a barbell translate to being super strong?
No.
No.
And how is that? Why not?
I mean, sometimes you would think someone like Anthony Davis would have an upper hand, but usually it's just efficiency of movement.
And fatigue.
And fatigue, yep.
And then also sometimes someone like Anthony Davis, when he has all that muscle mass, it might require more oxygen, fatiguing him quicker over the course of a barbell cycling movement. Jim's like, yeah, I know.
Hey, do you call bullshit on that? I'm just out here working out. I'm just out here having fun.
I mean, he knew he was going to win that workout. It was his to grab. So, I would have thought it would have been okay that he was like, you know what, this is my one workout that I knew I went for sure. So, I was going for it. But, he did good.
He did great. He said that on my podcast too, and I believed it. But now that I see him out there and he's on the TV set in my living room, I'm like, there's no way this dude takes this shit lightly. I call bullshit. I sent him the video too. Maybe if he responds, I'll send him a link and we'll ask him.
Yeah.
You think he trains his ass off?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we do call bullshit.
He cycles a lot too. He cycles a lot of heavy weight. If you watch his videos, I think last week he was doing like 315 or 320. He did like 315 for 10.
On what?
Full. I think it was out of floor hang. I think it was full squat.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, you think we're gonna see him get time capped on the rope climb?
No, I would bet that he's probably going to jump halfway up the rope. And he's a pretty good runner. I think he did really well last year, if not won the running event with the thrusters last year at the Granite Games.
Did we watch this earlier? Is this the one he cycles?
We have not seen this yet today.
Wow, look at that.
Woo. We don't know how much that is, do we?
I think that's 45. Yeah, 45.
Interesting.
Someone wrote 400 or we riot. James, is that day coming?
What?
We're gonna see someone do something like that at the games with 400 pounds?
No. We'll never see that. No.
Not in our lifetime.
You don't think we're never going to see a 400-pound anything at the games?
Well, there'll be a 400-pound deadlift.
Well, yeah,
not
yeah.
It's complex.
Yeah.
What do you not think we'll see 400 of, James?
Power clean.
Power clean.
I
don't know.
Tola could have been close one year when he was on the team. He could have been close. I think he did like 375 or 385. But it looked like he could have went heavier, but yeah. No.
So Don, how about the California hormone games? 400-pound power clean.
Yes, for sure. Hey,
It'll
for
work
sure.
out.
Do you know about this games I'm doing, James?
No, what game?
I'm doing an event like in a year with a $500,000 first prize and no testing. It's just going to be just a copy of the CrossFit Games, but it's called the California Hormone Games. And I still think Justin's going to come and win, but we're going to see some weird shit like Killer said.
That would be such an awesome story.
So someone's gonna clean 500 pounds and blood pouring out of their nose. And
There's an old video of Dave talking about the future of the games, and somebody would have like a sub 5-minute run and a 400-pound clean, 600-pound back squat. I don't remember exactly the numbers, but I think a 400-pound clean was totally in there. And it wasn't power, which is what you're saying, James. But I think Guy probably has a 400-pound clean right now, don't you think?
Oh yeah. He got about 415.
wow.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna go over 355? I guess he doesn't have to, so he won't.
Yeah. He doesn't have
Z scoring.
There was a comment that Travis Mayer made that I thought was interesting regarding longevity. He said that Travis Mayer, Chase Ingram said it. Travis Mayer is the only athlete from the class of 2013 at the CrossFit Games still competing. Meaning he showed up at the 2013 CrossFit Games, and no one else who showed up that year is still competing. What is the life cycle of a games athlete? Do we know? Can you say?
JR.
Is it fun? Is it thankless? You know what they did also? They compared Travis Mayer, Cole Sager, and Noah Olson all to each other. Did you hear that in the commentary? As kind of like never getting enough love. I thought that was. I mean, I agree with Travis Mayer, but I think Cole Sager and Noah have gotten tons of love.
How many followers does Travis have on there? Like 30, 40,000?
6,000.
80.
Oh.
That's pretty good. You say 6,000.
Less than James's girls.
And almost 8 times games less than James's girls.
And the guy's good, and he's beautiful, and he's a family man, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. I mean, it's like, holy shit, doesn't stop with him.
He's a good dude.
He is.
And he's doing incredibly well this weekend thus far. He'll continue to.
Yeah.
So what do we? There's Berman. So what do we think? What is the? Has anyone ever looked at that, broken that down? Like most people only last 2 years. Then it just gets fewer and fewer until there's only like 2 people at the top. Is it that?
That's an interesting stat.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
sport's too
a lot
young,
of yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they're too young. You can look at the NFL, and James can speak to this way more, but I think the average career is 2 years, maybe, like on average.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a sport for long enough that we can actually look at that stuff. I feel like it's probably going to take another 20 years for us to say what the average age coming in and average age going out as far as when you don't make the games anymore.
Okay, let's come in through a different door. We had Ben Smith on. He said he's the fittest he's ever been. How come he's a former games champ?
Mm-hmm.
He's
been in it since 2009, right?
Yes. So he's the fittest he's ever been. He's a former games champ, and he's not going to the game. He didn't go to the games last year either, right?
No.
And 2 years before that, did he go? No.
Didn't he get that year?
He got the wild card in 2019.
So he got the wild card in 2019. 2020 didn't go. 2021 he didn't go. In 2022 he didn't go. But he's the fittest he's ever been. So I'm coming at it from another angle. Do you sort of see that? Like why not? Have other people gotten that much fitter? He says he's the fittest. You guys were here.
Yeah, I think these guys and girls are just getting better. I personally believe the teens they got a cheat code to where they can get comfortable and used to training CrossFit for so many years, and then peak early. At an early age. From Mal, from Emma, then Tudor, and now Dallin and James. It's like
Olivia Kerstetter.
Yeah, I mean, she would have destroyed the complex.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, man, yeah.
When you say that they're coming in earlier, do you think that means they're going to be leaving earlier too, or you think they're going to have long? We're going to see longer careers?
I think that depends on the coach, on how well the coach grooms and manage their training, their competition level. I think what Olivia did is smart, to where, you know, she said, you know what, I'm not going to put my hat in the elite just yet. I could go ahead and still, you know, keep the numbers on my life cycle for CrossFit as a CrossFit competitor for so long, and rather than, you know, hopping into the elite and, you know, tearing down my numbers, or, you know, beating up her body early. But
that was a 395 deadlift. It was a 40-pound PR. Who does a 40-pound PR on their deadlift?
Yeah,
I'll tell you who. Teenagers.
Yeah, someone's still on their way up.
That's what James just said. They got a cheat code.
James, don't. Are you sitting down, Hiller? You're going to start swooning. You might even feel a little movement in your pants when I ask James this. James, you think the sport is clean at the top?
you know, I'll put it like this: there's an exception for exceptional players. You know, that's where I come in, where it's like, you know, if you're the top and you have so many followers and this and that, and you're building, you're able to attract so many people to the sport and contribute, there's an exception made for you. If you don't have that following, and, you know, you make it to the games or whatever, it's easier to go ahead and just.
That is not true, Hiller. What he is saying is not fucking true.
I mean, clicked. What he was saying just clicked, and I was like, oh, it's like, you know, well, here's a whistle and its head turns.
I'm not saying that. I don't think there's anybody there, but, you know, in the sport of football, there's an exception made for exceptional players. So if you're the top tier guy,
he's saying there's favoritism. He's saying there's favoritism.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
You're saying someone like LeBron James in the NBA will never pop.
Never. Why? That would damage the brand. He literally, him not being in the playoffs could drop ratings. Like,
I just read that comment.
Yeah, that's how good, you know.
Okay, I'm only going to ask you one. I'm only going to put you guys on the spot with one person. JR, is Travis Mayer clean?
Yes.
Hiller, is Travis Mayer clean?
Yes.
James, is Travis Mayer? Because he don't got enough followers on Instagram to be dirty? Oh, you guys are crazy. I'm telling you, I used to work there. These guys, don't listen to these guys. Oh, my goodness. Jared, before I switch the subjects, I got to know. I really wish I wouldn't open this can of worms, but I can't stop. It's like my athlete's foot. Would you agree with Hiller and Townsend? You think that there's special love for people at the top?
I'd like to think that there isn't.
Good boy. Good job, Mr. Howell. Good job.
I always chalk it up to you're born, you have a certain threshold. You can train to the threshold, and for some people, the threshold is higher than others. And like, no matter how much training and how perfect you do everything, you'll never beat that person based upon their birthright. And performance-enhancing drugs will alter that. James, what do you think about that?
Oh,
yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean,
I can't wait till when I have James on, I'm having you on too, so you guys can just whoop my ass. You guys can just
one more thing.
educate
It's
me.
like you go look at the NFL, and let's say there's Tom Brady, and let's say he's a genetic elite and he's completely clean. We never know, but like then there's someone like Ben Roethlisberger, who's good, but was never as good as Tom Brady, didn't win as many Super Bowls. If he's on performance-enhancing drugs, it brings him to the level of a Tom Brady. But let's just say they're both clean and they're here and here. It's like, now they're here and here. Like that's how I've always looked at it.
Is LeBron on? Is that why he got so big like that? I thought. Do you think he's on?
He just an outlier. He the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he doesn't. I never even think of basketball players as doing drugs.
It's usually the recovery drugs because of the type of sport they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you watch UFC? Any of you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If we're going performing drugs, I know everything about that in the UFC.
That's that line that Colby Covington used to always use, the CEO of EPO. Hey, do you watch every Saturday, James?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I used to train UFC fighters.
Wow.
Oh,
Anyone I know?
Um,
Don't click
let's
Taylor
see.
in. Don't click Taylor in.
You ever heard of Black House Gym in Torrance?
I
So
heard
that's
an
where-
echo. As soon as
that's
Taylor
where
comes
that-
in, my mic starts echoing.
They're all on steroids.
And then he signs off.
Taylor, we got an echo with you, buddy.
I'll fix it.
Thank you.
So that's where Leoto Machida and Anderson Silva and all them used to train out of.
Okay.
One of my close friends.
In LA, Torrance, LA, like Torrance,
Yeah.
California. Okay.
Yeah. One of my close friends, James Mutasari, he used to fight in UFC. So I used to just train him in boxing. So
I got this show that I've started doing for UFC the day before UFC, and I got the 171-pound welterweight Darian Weeks, who's my co-host, and Justin Nunley, both super popular guys. Justin's like a TikTok sensation. All he does is make fun of us the whole time, and then Darian says smart shit. I'll love to have you on Friday. You want to come on with us?
sure.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, the show's over. Thank you for coming.
I gotta go prepare for the UFC show.
Soon as we all pretend to log off, just come back on soon as Taylor's off.
Wow. Hey, did you guys talk about Rebecca Fuselier's comment yet?
Oh, let's do that now. Let's do that now. What a great. Do you want to pull her up, Souza, or do you want me to do it? You'll pull her up? Okay. Yeah, that's great.
How come
So give
Taylor
us the
comes in and we lose
backstory.
Souza?
Give us the backstory on that, Taylor. What happened? I forget. I thought it was Hiller or JR who said it, but it was you.
You blamed it on Hiller because he's usually the controversial one, but I think I was actually being pretty controversial. It was. I rescind that. I don't think it was controversial at the time. She proved me wrong. So we were talking about ladies that could qualify. Her name came up because James Sprague mentioned her. And I was like, oh, that's the girl who does all those ridiculous TikToks and reels. And
I don't think that's what you said. I think you need to re-quote yourself. It was a little different.
What did I say?
You said she's only popular because she has gained traction through TikTok.
Whatever, dude. Fuck that. She should have tagged me and it would have been way
She schooled your shit. I love it. I love
Did
it.
you see my comment? I said, who would say something like that?
Oh no, I missed that. But hey, Rebecca, the greatest part is that Taylor just outed himself for trolling your account. It's like we had Danielle Brandon on one time, and she's just telling us all the dudes who troll her account because she could see them in her story. It was so good.
That's fine.
Some great stories. Is she too small? Let's tear her up a little bit. She too small, or is she? I mean, she looks like a Mallory O'Brien 2.0 maybe, or 0.5.
Too small for what?
For CrossFit to put 315 over her head.
She just qualified for the games. Clearly, she's doing just fine, right?
All right, cool.
That's all I got to say about that. Maybe next year we'll see.
Because you don't want her making a TikTok video about you, smashing you.
Yeah,
You don't want to say-
make a TikTok about him, Rebecca. Come on.
The shortness is good, right? Unless she has Bergeron.
Let's talk about that for a second. Do you think that we're going to see the women get bigger? Is Tia the perfect CrossFitting size for a woman, or she's a little small?
So.
Do you think she's perfect size?
I think she's perfect.
And what is she? She's like 5'5", 150?
No, she's like 140.
The games profile says 125.
No,
I think she's like 135, 140 right now.
Probably
It
140.
did.
Yeah, probably
Like-
140.
Can we go over to the Torian Pro and look at that up? Her shoulders are 125.
She's yoked.
Oh, of course. It's 58 kilograms. I don't know what that is, and 163 centimeters.
What are you talking about?
That's like that's 130,
It's
135.
128. Right?
58.
I'm doing it right now. So it says she's 5'3", 63.7 inches.
And the kilogram conversion?
58 kg pounds. Wow. That can't be right. 127.8.
That's what I said almost.
It is. I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you.
James, what do you say? It's just wrong. Just more stats that we can't get because we're not a professional sport.
Yeah, basically. Well, I would have never guessed you. I'd have never guessed she was under 130. Never.
I bet that's her weightlifting weight. Is that what she lifted at when she was doing the whatever, the Olympics?
For the Olympics, yeah. Wow.
And then she's plugged it.
I'm gonna text Shane. He never responds, but I'll text him anyway. Shane or how
much does your wife weigh?
Does your
How much does your wife
weigh?
weigh?
Yeah, I put that. How much does your wife weigh? I put that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. How much does your wife weigh? That's good. Solid. Speaking of which, Sydney Wells, where did she shake out? Are we impressed? I mean, I'm impressed that she's just there. Actually,
I think she took 4th on the handstand walk thruster workout.
Can someone translate for?
So she's like 10th, maybe.
Okay, so she has a 4th and a 22nd. So she could be that lady who has to dig herself out of the hole.
Well, you never know. You know, the last 2 weeks we've seen the lift sometimes is the best finish of the weekend or the only low finish of the weekend.
That's the JR stat.
Ooh,
Say
it
that
looks
one
like
more time, JR. Say that one more time.
She may have top 10s the rest of the weekend. The lift is just the outlier. But a lot of times you'll see the lift is the one top 10 finish for an athlete, or the lift is the only bottom 10 finish for the athlete.
Yep.
Well,
Kayla Stefano. You guys know about Kayla Stefano?
No, tell us.
Yeah.
She's won like multiple years in the teenage divisions.
Mhm.
And I know she's out of a gym in Florida, CrossFit Hype, and she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I've been waiting for her to kind of make a push at one of these things because she is younger and she did win all of those like years in the teenage division. So this could be the year.
You like working with younger athletes or older athletes, James?
Younger.
JR?
Younger, just because a lot of them don't have as many bad habits or as much ego yet.
Yep.
And what do you mean? What do you mean by bad habits?
Just, you know, this is the way I've done it since high school type stuff. And you're 10 years removed from high school and you're trying to break habits that are ingrained 10 years. It's tough.
Can you give me an example of one? Diet, nutrition, movement patterns, boyfriends, sleep.
I would say more movement patterns.
James?
I agree. Moving pattern.
You ever get anyone who's super talented and just isn't going to do it? Like,
Gonna do what?
You're going to do. Like, they're just not going to do it. They just got something else going on. They're just not going to do it.
You know, I have a really good buddy of mine. We went to regionals together way back in the day, and he said this one time. He said, the ones that have it don't care enough, and the ones that want it don't have it.
PEDs.
So like the most talented ones, oftentimes the ones who just don't care and they don't want it bad enough. And the ones that want it so bad have no talent.
It reminds me of that phrase, youth is wasted on the young. There's a parallel there. It's a cousin there to that statement.
JR, that's so true though. And Savon, you're right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But JR is exactly how I feel like running the affiliate. And at the affiliate that I was an owner of, so many people wandered through it that were going through the exact same paradox. Like there was people who would run through a goddamn wall to get into the CrossFit games, but they didn't have it. And then you'd see some people who were about the same level that would do absolutely nothing right and would perform at the same level as these other people and better. While kind of drinking and partying all the goddamn time. It was insane. It would drive me insane. Because then you have to explain to some people why some people could do better and why they never got there. And it's like,
Yeah.
I think that's why greatness is so rare, because it's when both of those things intersect. It just doesn't happen very often. But when it does, you get people like TA, you get people like Matt.
I'm going to play this video. Colton Mertens, tell me what you guys think here.
There was that double breath. But he popped it right up into a good jerk.
What do you guys think?
Strong guy.
What about that lean forward? Normal?
He's arching. You mean just him arching his back? A lot of people do that when they go overhead.
Let me play one more time.
There was that double breath. But he popped it right up into a good jerk.
Okay, so he's arching. It just looks like he's leaning to me because I'm looking from the front. Sorry.
He's got a big arch because of shoulder mobility.
Mm-hmm. And then he rushed, and then he rushed it, that double bounce,
Is that good that he rushed it, James?
Me being a weightlifter, I would have to say no, because, with us, standing up from the clean, you embrace yourself, you breathe, you do the Valsuva maneuver, and then you're more tight, right? You're more secure, and then, you have a more secure jerk. But when you're doing the CrossFit way, I guess it's, easier.
What you do? What maneuver? The Val who?
Never heard of the Valsuva maneuver?
No.
The
Sounds
deep
like
breath?
no. It sounds like something. Go ahead, say it.
It's the deep breath.
Valsuva.
Valsalva. Valsalva maneuver.
Valsalva, yeah. Valsalva maneuver, yeah.
That's interesting. Chase says two very interesting things here, but I don't know if I caught it or if the clip's too short, but he says something about how he takes a double breath. And when you see someone take a double breath, Valsalva maneuver is a breathing method that may slow your heart when it's beating too fast. To do it, you breathe out strongly through your mouth while holding your nose tightly closed. This creates a forceful strain that can trigger your heart to react and go back into normal rhythm. That's a different one, Valsalva, than we're talking about, right?
I was thinking Heimlich maneuver.
Well, Chase says he takes a double breath, and when he sees that, he normally thinks people are going to fail. I don't know if you're going to see it at the head of this clip. Check it out.
There was that double breath. But he popped it right up into a good jerk.
Okay, why can't we just be like brilliant? He used the momentum and the bar.
That's what I think he's probably doing. I feel like for Colton, he's using the whip of the bar a little bit with the double bounce, and he's smart. If that works for him and he practices a lot, great.
Right.
Yeah, I think what Chase was referring to was the double breath before the jerk, not before the second front squat.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of an ass backwards way of saying he spent too much time in the front rack.
In the rack, yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the justification for using that quick jerk that Chase gives, because to reduce the time under tension.
There was that double breath. But he popped it right up into a good jerk.
So now you're kind of saying the opposite, Hiller. You're saying it caused him to hold the bar too long.
I don't think that's Chase saying that. Is it the other guy?
It's the other guy. Yeah, that guy.
I don't think that was Chase.
Yeah, they were saying that Colton takes an extra breath before he goes into the second front squat because he's going to go right into the jerk and not wait. But they were talking about DeLugo stopping after the second front squat, taking a breath, setting, and then taking another breath and going. And that if he sees a double breath in the jerk position, it's probably not going to be a make lift.
I know nobody here watches American Ninja Warrior, but I'm going to talk about American Ninja Warrior. You'll be watching this thing, and they'll be doing the entire thing like this, and the commentators will keep on saying, you'll see that 90-degree bend in their arm, and that's the most important thing. And then there'll be an individual who gets it the entire way through an obstacle course with an extended arm, and they'll go, I can't believe he did that without the 90-degree bend in his arm. And that's exactly how I feel when I kept on hearing him say the double breath. It's like, that doesn't mean he's going to miss. And there's like no correlation between those two things. It's just something that the commentator's stuck on that now the entire world is hearing. And there's nothing like all that wrong with it. It's just kind of annoying. It's like,
kind of like when I talk about Fikowski.
Yeah. Like you say, he's not going to win, and he's sitting in seventh after the first day.
He's a human crane. I cannot believe how far the bar moves with him.
I get a shot every time Hiller brings up American Ninja Warrior.
Can you pull up the men?
That's funny.
Are there any travesties? Are there any train wrecks yet in the men? Have we seen anything? Is there anyone who's just completely like we're just shocked and they're completely out of contention?
Chandler Smith.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't know about.
No,
you don't think he's out?
I think he's sitting in a good spot.
He's not out.
14th is a good spot.
Well, Haley was lower after day one.
I'm messing with you, James.
Haley was lower on day one, I thought, at Syndicate.
Oh yeah, she was. She was what, 19th, right?
Yeah, I think
she was in the second heat on Saturday. So
yeah, that's tough. He could definitely still make it. I was a little
with
surprised.
The field that's ahead of him.
We'll see.
Is there room with these workouts? Is there room for him to? You think he could capitalize and
The speed chipper he's going to do great on. The guy's a fucking monster snatcher. I think the Minnesota mashup will be another good workout for him. I don't
Top 5 though. Top 5. He needs top 5s, right?
I think the Minnesota mashup's a top 5. The speed chipper is probably a top 3 for him. I don't know about the sled and the regional event 5. I don't know how it is longer.
What he needs is Phil Toon, Colton Burns, Travis Mayer, Nick Matthew, Tim Paulson, Brent Fikowski, and also Sam Quant to all have places worse than the places he's already gotten. So if they continuously get like top 7s and they don't get a 19th like he already had, or an 18th and a 9th like he has, then he's screwed. And that has named up 7 people ahead of him. And everyone underestimates Nick Matthew. He's a monster.
We'll see. You're right.
God,
When you're away, you're right, but we'll see.
Look who's at the top here. Phil Toombs, Colton Mertens, Travis Mayer. Would you say both of these workouts? I know JR spoke to the fact that, it's a, I don't know what the word to use, but a specialty workout. But the other one's a bit of a specialty workout too, right?
Which?
The thruster handstand walk.
That's pretty CrossFit. I don't know how. It's not.
When Colton said that his worst event was going to be the last event, his worst event is going to be the last event, I sort of started having a panic attack.
and it caused your sickness, right?
Yeah, probably. Because I just started thinking like we're going to go into that final workout and he's going to be like in 3rd place.
We'll see.
That's why that workout's very, very well placed.
I forget what you guys said. Is Anthony Davis going to meet the time cap on that workout?
On event 5, on regional event 5?
No, the very last
final
event, the rope climb.
It's 11-minute time cap.
That's a big dude.
If he doesn't meet the time cap and it's an 11-minute time cap,
has anyone not made it yet?
He's a good dude, man. I like Anthony, so I just don't even want to consider that as a possibility.
You want to hit the shut the fuck button to me? Shut up.
Shut the fuck button. 11 minutes. I don't think he gets capped. If he's smart,
he's gonna finish it in 4 minutes and then make a reel about you like Fuselier.
He shouldn't make a reel about me. He should make one about Savan. I'm sticking up for him.
That's what he.
Yeah, but you're even considering the fact that he's going to be close to 11 minutes. He's going to finish it in like 3.5. He'll be great.
Here's the thing: a big guy like that gets stopped in the 7th round, and shit gets weird fast. The minutes start clicking by.
Yeah, you guys forget.
He'll freaking squat clean his ass up there and touch the freaking pole.
What did you say, Taylor?
I'm just saying you've been around a long time. A lot of times you act like you don't know what you're talking about, but you've seen a lot of shit.
A little bit. So we like this. This is a fun day. I like that all the men we like are here doing well. We know Brent Fikowski's only going to get probably better as the week goes on, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna see him climb back up into the top 5 if
these next 4 are so good for him.
They are.
Oh, every single one of these last workouts. Every next one of these 4 workouts for sure.
And does he know that too? Is like he going to bed tonight like with a smile on his face?
I would be. Yeah, he probably is.
All right.
After he got finished with event 1, he looked really, really pumped with that finish. Like he saw where he ended up, that 4th place finish, and he looked like that may have been the only one that was a question mark all weekend because he's so long. Range of motion on the thrusters is so much different. He's probably not the fastest handstand walker as far as like speed goes. So, I mean, if that ends up being his lowest finish of the weekend, that's super impressive.
Well, he took a 9th in the next one.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean, but like out of workouts.
Right.
Wow. Well, yeah, if that's the lowest, that means he's going to end up in 1st place.
For sure, which we told you he would.
God, I hope you guys are wrong.
Have we talked about the chicks at all?
No, let's do it now. If Brent doesn't do better, he'll get evicted from his tent behind the bar. No. Rich is cool as shit. There's all sorts of has-beens back there.
Did you not see Tyler Christoffel last weekend? He's still going to be in the barn. I love Tyler. Tyler's a good dude.
Poor Tyler.
Right,
Davis
James.
posted himself practicing on IG. He looked good on the ropes. Great. Okay, go ahead, Hiller. Let's check out the women.
How'd you feel about your girl Amanda getting beaten by Danny? At what point did you know you were screwed?
What she do? 220?
She opened at 220.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Why do you think that is?
she's working on her engine. Yeah, she's working on her engine yeah. I mean,
Amanda Barnhart.
yeah,
Here's the
I feel
deal.
like-
She still took second.
Yeah, she
Right.
took second, but I feel like with her, I don't know. I get this is speculation for sure, but she moves so well. It seems like sometimes she stops herself short of breaking any sort of like mechanical fault that she probably has some in the tank, but she's not willing to sacrifice how
I
perfect
agree.
her technique is.
I
almost.
agree. I agree.
Hey, Shane Orr texted me back.
No,
What'd
he
he say?
didn't.
I'll tell you this. She is not 127 pounds. So take your guesses. J.R. Howell. How much does Tia Toomey weigh?
143.
Oh,
Taylor Self.
142.
Oh, you son.
Mr. Townsend.
139.
It's tight.
Hiller Fit.
138.
He said, Mr. Orr said between 140 and 142. It says, I'm going to give you exact 140-142 period.
Is that a bet, baby? Go, baby.
And what made me think of that to look at my text messages, because that's 20 pounds less than Miss Barnhart at 160.
Damn right.
She is so strong for how much she weighs. Crazy.
Wow. Did you do that, Matt?
You like that? I
Hey.
did that. I did
Another TikTok.
What's
shot.
up, fellas?
Oh, Miss Rebecca, good to have you on.
Thank you for having
thanks
me.
for
Meet
putting
you.
Thanks for putting Taylor Self, otherwise known as the thumb, in his place. We appreciate it.
And the best way to do it was with a ridiculous reels.
Yes.
That was funny.
Mr. Hiller is in the red shirt. James Townsend in the black shirt with the beautiful headphones on is J.R. Howell, and I'm Sevon. Did you watch today?
I just finished catching up on the Granite games, or just the show.
Okay, and what anything stand out to you where you're like, oh, I'd have liked to have done that, or oh, I'm glad I wasn't there, or oh, they fucked up.
Big lifts.
Yeah.
Freaking huge lifts.
We were just hearing how much Tia weighs. We were guessing how much she weighs, and Shane told us she weighs 140. And I was like, man, maybe Rebecca's too small to win the games. And these guys all were telling me to shut my mouth. How much do you weigh?
127 at the moment.
Okay. And what's interesting is that's the same weight that Tia weighed when she came into CrossFit, because that's what her profile says.
It still has that on there.
Yeah.
I haven't updated mine. My bad.
How
Trying,
go ahead, Taylor.
I was going to ask, is that something you're trying to do?
A game.
Yeah.
Big time. So that's the only thing I feel like is really like outside of like, I'm very happy for the numbers that I'm hitting. Just being at this body weight, I think they're pretty big for being at this body weight, but definitely, I mean, that's been my plan this whole time. This is actually big for, I mean, I'm pretty petite as it is, but I still, my goal is be in the mid 130s. Eat.
How old are you?
22.
Oh my goodness. James, what do you, for me personally, like I'm thinking she doesn't need to worry about putting on weight, right? She should just train. Does she?
Yeah, not right now. No, she's still young, so you don't need to. That's the good thing about being young. You don't need to worry about your weight right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of to have the coach that I have right now, because we're just building a solid foundation. And this past couple years, like my numbers have exploded, so we're on the right track.
And you're a savage, man. What do you? I mean, you have no quit in you.
Quit is not my books. We were fighting to the very finish, obviously, on that last event. And
where do you get that from? Do you know?
Probably a competitive gymnastics background, which is a pretty savage sport where you have teammates, but everybody's kind of out for themselves in that, and that kind of translated.
Yeah,
I was a third year level 10.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
Yeah, that was.
Is that good? Can you could do a backflip or something? Cartwheel?
Should do a couple.
What is that in Dragon Ball Z level?
Dragon Ball Z level of gymnastics.
Super Saiyan 3.
Crazy.
James, what do you think? What do you think when you hear a 22-year-old who weighs 126 pounds in the CrossFit Games? If she just trains regular, she just keeps training her ass off, keeps eating. I mean, she turns into a woman that's 10 pounds heavier than that, right? Over the next 5 years, 10 pounds of more muscle.
I'll say a little bit less than that. Probably, yeah, her and her coach keep it going, and I mean, like I said, she doesn't have to worry about the weight right now, because she's young and like she said, she's hitting the numbers that she can hit at her weight. So I wouldn't even worry about putting on weight.
Who's your coach?
Matt McCraney. He actually coached Cassidy Lance, who's now Cassidy Lance McWhorter, when she was still competitive all the way through 2013 to 2017. I want to say I got her career right there. Yeah.
How'd you know you wanted to compete at this level? How'd you know that you could compete at this level?
Competing's in my blood from gymnastics. I've known competition my whole life. So when I ended my gymnastics career, I jumped into CrossFit and immediately wanted to start competing as soon as possible in that. And I think everyone around me did a good job of like guiding me in the right direction, because I immediately like wanted to jump in to as many competitions as possible, but it was learning, building a strong foundation. And that's what we're all about around here, is building that strong foundation. And we actually just had a recent conversation about it. It's just like the numbers will continuously build up. I mean, obviously I want to get stronger, maybe put on a little bit more weight, and hopefully that comes with building a little bit more muscle mass as I get older and everything. But building that strong foundation is most important. And I feel like I'm doing a good job of that. Still got a long ways to go though. And those numbers will keep going up.
I think being a gymnast is the perfect athlete for CrossFit when they're done. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. It's not even like it's not even like the physical side of all of it. Obviously gymnasts are very strong and we have a lot of body control and everything. But the biggest thing I say I take from gymnastics is the discipline that comes with it. Like I know how to work my ass off, and that's what we do.
Oh, and how many days a week is that?
I have the like kind of traditional CrossFit route of Monday through Wednesday, rest/active recovery on Thursday, train Friday, Saturday, full rest day on Sunday.
And what does that active recovery look like?
Either just machine work, or I do a lot of coaching and personal training that keeps me on my feet all day.
Man, and you seem to have a good head on your shoulders. When Taylor said that, you could have just gotten all snotty and offended, and instead you know how to play the game. Is that something your mom and dad taught you? Hey, just be cool to people, just play the game, have fun, enjoy life, or?
No, I think I got a little bit of an attitude, a little bit of fire that comes with this.
Oh, well, that's good. You're probably going to need that.
I can get a little bit feisty sometimes, but I try to keep my head pretty level.
Did you think you were going to make it to the games this year? You're only 22.
I will be honest about it was in the cards this year. I felt it in the cards this year. And it just, everything, I went into knowing that everything had to run. I had to execute all of these workouts perfectly for it to happen. And we did do that. Honestly, my plan in the future was probably rolling like games in 2 to 3 years. Just because of mainly it's my numbers, like my strength, and it's coming around. You can see it in Metcons. It's the 1 rep maxes, the bigger lifts like that usually knock me out. And that's why if you look at my quarterfinals scores, I'm really, really proud of them. You'll see that the thing that set me back the most is that total. Like all my other scores are right up there.
What advice? So there's always a story like this. After day one, you were 19th, and you had to fight your way out of a hole. Mm-hmm. What's that like after that first event? What do you say to yourself? What does your coach say to you?
Well, the good thing is that you have they lay out the events in order for you, right? We knew all the events. We actually had them pretty early this time, that whole week, almost a week and a half in advance. Actually, yeah, a week and a half. And just looking at that order, it was more or less for me, the stress was get through event 1, hit event 1 as best we can. And then I was ready to just have some fun leading up to there. And I told people were asking me how I feel about all of them. And I was like, I'll be in a hole after that first event, but now I know how to dig myself out of that hole when it comes to like those maxes and everything.
What was 2004 regionals individual event 5?
The
Before-
rope climbs.
Where have you been?
Oh shit. Okay, sorry. I got confused because I was looking at it with I was looking at the last event like thinking it was this so you beat Danielle Brandon in that event.
Yeah, I mean,
That's got to feel good to beat the girl who took first. I mean, that's always got to be like, okay, there I promise.
So here's something that everyone keeps asking about that last event, right? Where I end up dropping the lunge and everything and almost lose it right there. But that event, the 5th event, actually gave me confidence because I looked to the left when we started the shoulder to overhead and I saw bright pink fiery hair and I go, oh, that's right there. And then so that was a fun feeling. But that's been exciting. The rope climb regionals event has been exciting to watch because if you don't run your race in that one, you kind of screwed at then. You can put yourself in a little bit of a hole if you get to the end of those rope climbs and don't have anything left in those arms.
You think Anthony Davis is gonna have anything left in his arms?
She just liked it because she is a gymnast.
We do a lot of rope climbs as gymnasts.
I know you do.
Anyone have anything that they want to share with Miss Rebecca before we thank her and tuck her in? She's only 22. It's bedtime.
It is bedtime. We actually have to do Murph tomorrow because my gym's a week behind because we were at semis.
Straight through?
Murph all week.
Everyone put it on hold, huh?
How are you doing it?
That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to hold off on it now that the season isn't over.
Oh, meaning you're not gonna do it.
I might use it for games prep in the future. We might do a little breakdown of it in the future.
Well,
so I have a
go ahead. Sorry, James. No, go ahead.
So
go ahead.
I have a 8-year-old that is a level 7 gymnast. Any advice you could give me that I could give to her?
Yes, keep having fun with it because just like any sport, as long as you're having fun with it and keeping your head at that, I'm doing this sport because it's making me better. Keep it that way because I definitely towards the end of my career, I kind of got into this is a job and it feels like a job and then your body takes a toll and then your mind takes a toll. So just like any other sport, that's why I love CrossFit so much now is just it's fun. When you keep it fun, the best of you comes out and you can build off of that.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rebecca, you're always welcome. That's so cool that you came on. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're awesome.
All right. I'll see you guys. Thank you.
Ciao. Bye.
Nice to meet you, Becca.
Wow. You sent her a link, Taylor?
Yeah, I was messaging her on Instagram. Sorry.
You're a good dude. Nah, that's so funny. What a great surprise. What a great surprise. Were you tripping, Souza, when you saw her pop up?
I thought you sent it and you were just messing with me. It wasn't until I saw Taylor's text afterwards. Yeah, I was tripping. That was great.
Oh, that's
so we're
good.
just sending out links now, huh? All right, I got some.
Well, that was come on, man. That was a special
I know. I'm
scenario.
kidding.
It was so perfect. It was so perfect. Tomorrow morning, no. When is the show? When does it start tomorrow? Tomorrow, if I'm still alive. Tomorrow, Granite Games. So what happened here, Taylor, with the schedule? We were going to commentate. Did we just have the schedule wrong, or did they change the schedule?
I don't think they changed the schedule. I just remember we were going on at 10:30. So I was just late. I was late to the party. That's
No. But what I'm saying is their event 2 is supposed to go till 11 o'clock, 7:56 p.m. And it actually finished at an hour earlier. I think there's a typo on the schedule. It's okay. It's fine.
That would be my fault.
Okay, whatever. It's fine. Good. Okay.
All right. What are the big storylines for tomorrow, Sevan? What do you got?
Well, I want to watch Fikowski. I want to see what he's going to do. I want to watch Colton Mertens. I want to make sure they don't trade places. That's what I'm very interested in personally. Go over to the women and I'm not that interested in the women.
Yeah, we know you're not interested in women.
I'm just not interested in women. You know what? This is going to sound maybe just silly, but I really, Sydney Wells is the most interesting story. Emily Rolfe too. Emily Rolfe. I'd like to see Sydney Wells and Emily Rolfe get up there and fight for that number 5 spot. That'd be cool. What do you think? What are the stories for you, Hiller?
How's Danny Spiegel going to do on the Minnesota mashup and then endure the sled later on? But that's tomorrow. Minnesota mashup's tomorrow. On the men's side, it's the Chandler Smith story. How's he going to do?
Oh,
What's
great
he got
point.
in the tank?
I was
your
crazy
mind?
impressed with Danny Spiegel, by the way. The 245 was, I mean, she has more in the tank, right?
Way more.
So did
Sure.
Tia, though. That's why Z score would be cool.
Man, it's nuts.
And then they'd push it.
Yeah, so I guess those are the stories. To Chandler Smith and Fikowski and Colton Mertens for me. Of course, I'd love to see Travis Mayer stay in there. I'd like to see Phil Toon stay in there. Yeah, it always brings a smile to my face when I see Travis roll onto the screen. Hey, he looks like a superstar when the camera goes on him. He looks yeah.
He looks like JR.
He looks like JR. He looks like a superstar.
I'm still rolling with my guy Marquand. Still rolling.
Yeah. He's gonna need to be top 5 for the rest.
Yeah.
Is that just coach's belief, or do you really think he can do it? That's a tough question I'm asking.
I think he could do it. I mean, he hit a switch this year, so me not being used to seeing that switch turned on Quan, he turned it on this year. So we'll see,
Him
man.
missing that 320 was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to him in October at my competition, and he kind of went into it, and he was talking about signing up for it, and thought, I would like to do an off-season competition just to kind of see where I'm at, but I'm not interested in beating my body up because I do want to make one last run. So, I would like to come down there. He knew the field was going to be pretty deep with a lot of semifinals levels guys, just to kind of get his feet wet back into competing again. But when it was all over, he was like, man, this is all I needed. This is perfect. So yeah, I hope he does it.
How'd he do?
Finished 10th.
Okay. But he said he was going to sort of temper his
yeah. Like he said he didn't do any crazy build up and peak for it. He was just seeing where he was at.
James, you train him?
No, he comes out to my camp and
Okay.
stuff, and he helps me with the camp and
What camp?
TBO training camp.
What is that?
So I host a camp, basically like I host a summer camp, and then I do a mini camp, and then I do another camp before the Open. Then I do a mini camp before semis, and then so it keeps going like that. So now we have the summer camp coming up, July 7th through the 10th, and so it's for everybody, novice, intermediate, elite. Just anybody that's willing to come and learn. I like to keep it honest. I like to keep it, transparent. I like to, put myself out there and give my expertise and my education on how I think people can get better as a competitor and as an everyday gym goer. So,
how many hours a day is it, and how long is it? How many days?
It's 4 days, Thursday to Sunday, and it's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Dang, it's like a real summer camp. Any kids in there?
Yeah, we get a lot of teams. We get a lot.
My guy Dylan Martin went to that one year, said it was awesome.
Yeah. Is he competing or no?
No, I think he's done this year. He had a couple of back injuries, and he's moving on a little bit. Who knows though?
I remember him saying, yeah, he had came out to my mini camp too, and I remember him saying he was going down to Mayhem.
He was up, down, and around for a while, and then the injury took him out.
Yeah, okay.
He was always ready to make a freaking crash onto the scene, and then he'd have a tweak, and he would not do so hot at the competitions.
Yeah.
How many people at the camp?
So first year we had 22. So this one coming up would be 4.0. So second one we had 37. Third one we had 45, and then now this one is over 50, which I said capacity. Capping it at 50, and then now I had just let 4 on today, so 54. So it's growing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm stoked for you, Manny Serrano. Kudos to one of our coaches at Next Level CrossFit, Tyler Ingeman, 13th place beast. Oh,
strong.
Someone asked me in my DMs to give a shout out like to their 35-year-old wife or some shit. Damn. counts.
Well, you kind of did it right there.
I'm
There you go.
sick.
Shout out, wife.
Tyler
Yeah.
Eggerman, he doesn't like me. I remember one time he sent me a message. It wasn't super nice, and then I
Who?
reposted him.
What'd he say?
Which guy?
I'd have to look.
Come on, man. Drop the juice. Let's hear it.
Give me a minute. Talk about something else. I'll find it.
Yeah, he did the Last Chance last year
Did he?
from the where was he competing at?
He
Was it
qualified out of MAC. I think it was out of MAC that he.
I know he's
Right.
really strong.
He was at
Yeah,
the MAC.
yeah.
What did he do in the Last Chance? Let's see.
Oh, he didn't like that I blocked Mel O'Brien.
Wait, you didn't
And then
block
I-
Mel
yeah,
O'Brien.
yeah.
She blocked your ass.
Yeah, everything he was saying was completely justified. He's like, "Stop hating on our muscle ups. Those were a bunch of pictures," and I'm like, "So." I really backed myself up when I said that.
Eggman.
No, Tyler's a good dude.
He didn't compete in the Last Chance. I think he just didn't
Oh,
register.
he didn't.
Oh
I
shit!
think he
You know the
qualified.
Far East is already
We got
started.
Brian. Everyone quiet. What's up, Brian?
Yo, look at the cat drug in.
Yeah, like a
Hey.
5-minute walk. I can give you guys 5 minutes, maybe.
Okay, Brian, I'm hearing that the boys here say that the cleanliness of the platforms is 100% on the athletes. But what I was hearing is that the coaches and the athletes were upset with the event organizers. But Mr. Townsend, JR, and Hiller, I don't think Taylor was here for this conversation, say it all falls on the athletes, that they need to know better. That's they said they may have even said it was obvious. It's like a no-brainer.
Seems like they've already covered that. Ask something else.
Brian has to be there another 2 days. He doesn't want to step into that one. I can't believe you said that, Brian. Brian, Brent Fikowski, was that just mitigating damage today, and he did everything?
Brent Fikowski had a perfect day of execution.
I knew he was
Fourth
gonna
place on
say
that
this shit.
barbell
I knew
workout. Handstand walking is amazing for him, and he didn't miss a lift. That's all you can do.
What do you
I
think
knew
about
he was gonna say
Chandler?
that.
Chandler Smith did not have a perfect day of execution, and he's going to have to make up for it tomorrow.
Do you think he can make it still?
Oh, yes, I do. But he can't have another mistake. One more mistake, and that's it. We saw this happen with Adrian Munweiler in Europe. Even if you're good, even if you're experienced, the field's too deep now. You can have one bad mistake like that. That's it.
What have you seen in Chandler's past that makes you think that he can pull it together? It's 4 workouts.
I mean, look, tomorrow's a totally different day. You have to do 30 muscle-ups in the middle of that workout. Your midline's going to be a little bit beaten up from the GHDs anyway, and then you have to come back and do 70 chest bar pull-ups. There's going to be people that struggle with that.
That's got Chandler written all over it.
And he's going to capitalize on it, is what you're saying?
He has to.
What about Colton Mertens sitting in second place? He told us that if he has any concerns, it's the final event.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that he's not going to do as well tomorrow as he did today, but he did exactly what I expected him to do today.
2/3.
Yeah,
Hiller, what's up? The mushrooms are kicking in? What are you doing?
Yeah, man. It's Brian. He's here. I don't believe it. Is he really here? No, I'm reading the comments.
Oh.
Danny Spiegel only follows far her followers will later.
Yeah, I saw that.
You're laughing at that too, James? Sorry,
Yes.
guys. Brian. He's only here for 5 minutes.
Brian-
Brian, did you get a chance to speak with? Go ahead, Taylor. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, speaking of Danny Spiegel, what do you think? Do you think she qualifies, Brian?
I picked her 4th. I'm going to stick with that.
What
Yeah,
about
it doesn't think she'll qualify?
What about Travis Mayer, a 5th and a 3rd, Brian, sitting in 3rd place behind Phil Toon and Colton Mertens?
Mr.
Yeah.
Consistent.
I think he'll stay in the top 3 the whole weekend.
Who did you speak with today that told you something shocking?
I didn't speak with a lot of people. I was up in the booth, not down on the floor, so it was just a very different kind of day.
Did either Joel or Chase have any bad gas? Did it smell in there? Was anyone farting?
They had a guest on the podcast that might have, but that was about it.
Okay. Phil Toon, looking savage. Can he win this?
I think maybe. I was very impressed with him today. Mostly his composure. Not only did he, recover from that no rep on the handstand walking, but just the way he was communicating with Matt Torres after his second lift before his third. He wanted to go for 340, Matt told him 335. He said okay, and he looked confident, doing it. So his composure on the floor is the most impressive thing today, even more so than the results.
Did something weird happen with his second lift?
Not with his lift. It was with Zach Bunton. Thankfully, Zach hit the next lift anyway, so I didn't have to investigate what the hell happened there.
Okay. All right. Tim Paulson, he's got a first and a 12th.
Yeah.
The commentators, Chase and Joel, seem pretty excited about him. They say his commitment is high.
Tim, like Brent, regardless of where he's sitting, did everything he could have done today. Obviously, an event win is as good as you can do, and hitting that 320 was everything for him. The next lift was almost irrelevant. Last question.
Go ahead,
Is
Taylor.
Phil Toon going to beat Justin Medeiros this year at the CrossFit Games?
No.
All right, go ahead, Taylor.
All right.
Who the match is?
Brian, go.
Hey,
What?
thank you, Brian. Do you have anything you'd like to share with us, Brian? Anything crazy you saw? Any fires? Any fights? Any people? A lot of people smoking weed in the stands. Like, what did you see? Anything good? Any nudity?
So there's a party going on in the ballroom over here. Is that Mertens?
Hey.
All right. See you guys.
Okay, bye. Dick Butter, is it too late for Chandler to go team? My goodness, be nice.
I just want to answer that about Phil Toon. I love Phil. I just think if they're swimming at the games, then it's going to be tough for him.
Can he not swim?
He might can now.
He might
might
can
can't?
now. He might can now.
He couldn't. Okay, fuck
He
you.
might.
He couldn't. He couldn't at Wadapalooza. I would love to teach him how to swim, but at Wadapalooza he didn't do great there. Justin,
We don't even know there'll be swimming at the games this year. Who's programming?
Oh, there's for sure swimming. By the way, you run and swim good, Taylor. Man, you look good at Wadapalooza. Holy shit, you looked amazing. Really good. I was actually blown away, impressed. James, this is gonna be a tough one for you. Ready?
Let's go.
Is Medeiros Tia Toomey incarnate with a cock and balls? He seems good, man. He seems
How do you know he has a
good.
cock?
I don't, but I'm
I
going
was
with.
just ready to say that, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, having an athlete at
Hey, that's a good answer, though. For him, that's a good answer. Like most people, it's like, hell no, are you crazy? But just the fact that you can say I don't know is like is huge, right?
Having an athlete at Syndicate last week, me being a coach, I plead the fifth. So
because that guy is something special. I think he's got what he's doing over there in Washington and kind of isolate. And Tudor's doing the same thing with you. I think it's smart to do that. Kind of just isolate yourself with a coach. Bring a girl in who's like high level, like he's got Ellie in there to grind with. And man,
I think the only chance that that the world has is Phil Toon.
Jason Hopper took a page out of that book too. He brought Taylor in. Some guys bring in girls. Jason brought in Taylor.
And I like how Justin and his coach Adam, I like how they carry themselves too, man. Like I had to go up to him and be like, man, you inspired me. Like, you're very professional and you talk to Tudor, you talk to me, your coach, he's always talked to me, and they great, man. They're great.
Yeah. Adam, I always say his name wrong. It's Adam Nefer, right? Or Adam Nefer?
I think Nefer.
I think it's Nefer.
I gotta ask him. I'm gonna ask him to come on tomorrow. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Call him Adam N.
Do we know what tomorrow's workout is? We know it starts. Two questions for you guys. Do we want to talk? Let's talk a little bit about tomorrow's workout. The first one, individual event number 3. It starts at 1:04 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
It's Nefer.
It is Nefer.
This is JR's favorite workout of the weekend, by the way.
The Minnesota mashup.
JR told me earlier today that he's looking forward to this one the most.
Okay, so we already talked some mad shit about this workout. So let's try not to talk shit about it, and let's just say, let me ask you some questions. What's the worst Colton can finish on this? Where do you think? Like
first,
what's the you think? What is the worst?
Don't listen to Hiller. Just ignore Hiller. I'm telling you, he ate mushrooms or something. He's on a different planet right now.
What's the worst?
You mean what's the lowest he can finish?
Like, what's the worst you think Colton will do? No, what's the worst you think he'll do? Like, do you think he could take 17th on this?
No way.
There's no way in
Okay.
hell he takes
He'll be-
17.
yeah,
Honestly,
he'll
he'll be top 8 without a doubt.
Yeah, I think he's top 8 without a doubt too.
Okay.
Bruce Wayne just yelled at me to be productive. He'll be top 8.
And are we going to see Phil Toon, Travis Mayer, and Fikowski battle it out?
Yeah, those 3 for sure. But I also think Chandler Smith's going to be in
Chandler,
mix
yeah,
there.
yeah. I was just getting ready to say that. Yep, Chandler.
And why Chandler? Which of these movements is Chandler's?
All of them.
All of them?
He's
All of them.
fucking- yeah,
He's a
great at-
grinder. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's a good grinder, but he's also really good at gymnastics. And he's just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like Chandler there. It's a good
Right.
time domain for him.
Tim
Okay.
Paulson's just so shocking on some of these events.
The only thing I'm
Right.
concerned about with Tim is his muscle up. So we'll just have to see what those 30 do to him in the middle work.
And you'd say the same for Marquand too. Like everything. I mean, all the questionable guys too, right? They're going to kill it, and then we're going to see these 30 ring muscle ups come, and that's going to be the gut check.
That's the separator.
Always so concerned.
Oh my goodness, it's nonstop.
Brian, you're back. Am I
Yeah.
imagining things?
Brian, is that your sister?
What's with the purple?
Dang, don't do me like that.
Hey, Danielle.
What's up?
There's this fighter named Israel Adesanya. He's the 185-pound champ, maybe one of the greatest fighters who ever lived. And he was about to go into the ring and fight a guy, and his hair was dyed like red. And his dad said, "Hey, you got to dye your hair black."
You just took me out.
And his dad said, "You have to dye your hair back to black." And he said, "Why?" And his dad said, "Because when you beat up your opponent, he can still punch the red blotch."
This is
Okay.
the longest question ever.
But listen, we had a girl on today, Rebecca Fuselier.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And she said from the corner of her eye, she saw your hair and it fucking supercharged her because she knew she was fucking going one-on-one with your ass.
When was she ever going one-on-one with you? What?
Oh.
I don't remember that.
Okay. I
God,
like
you're
that.
good.
I think
That was crazy.
Danielle Brandon energy. Danielle Brandon. DB. Danielle Brandon. The Danielle Brandon experience. What did you think? What did you think of Granite games?
The first day?
Yeah.
It was dope.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the big girls get wrecked on the engine work, though.
Do I dare? Who are the big girls?
I just hope judges are calling reps. That's it. Yeah.
Here,
For
I'll put you
For
next
you,
to Hiller. There you go.
There
Who
you
could
go.
you be
Hey.
talking about? I have no idea.
Nice to meet you. Hi, how are you? Your mom and I talk on Instagram all the time.
a
Damn.
lot of no reps tomorrow. On the wall
Yeah.
ball, a lot of no reps.
On the wall
ball.
ball specifically, James.
Yeah. Because they have that white line, and they say you have to aim over the white line.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be
That's
a shit
fine.
show.
It happens.
Oh, what did you think? So are you rooting for Fuselier?
Absolutely, yes.
That's your girl. Is that like where all your energy is? Who else you guys got there?
Amanda and Alex.
Oh, and Alex is Delugos.
Matt
No,
from
Alex
Lugos.
is Gazan.
Oh, and yeah, and you got I got all my names scrambled. And you have Matt DeLugos there.
He's there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was nice seeing you. We can't hear shit.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're the best for checking in. You're the
Well,
best for
maybe I
checking
can
in.
come on tomorrow.
I'll keep sending you
At a
links.
better time.
Yeah. No, this is a perfect time.
Oh, good.
All right, girl. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. You're the best. Brian deserves a raise.
Brian.
No, she didn't get me flustered. I just she's at a bar. She's having fun. Cut her some slack.
Brian's big dicking us now, dude.
Nah,
Look what I can do. Boom.
Nah.
With the questions?
No. That
You
was
got
great.
5 minutes.
Nah, it's good. All just humility.
With
How
great
about when
power comes
how about
great
when James
responsibility.
asked Rebecca for some advice?
That was
Speaking of
cool.
humility, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Should we go over to the women and kind of talk about them in event number 3? And what did she mean by
Oh
the
yeah,
big?
we talked about it, guys.
What did she mean by the big girl? She's just saying that they're not going to have the engine. Isn't Danielle Brandon a big girl?
What did you think she meant by that, Hiller?
I think he meant Danny Spiegel. I mean, look at it. Just says 168, guys. I mean, that's not 127.
No. Yeah.
It's
So
not.
that
It's not
girl,
140.
she's 30 pounds more than Rebecca.
That's 20 pounds heavier than I wrestled my senior year in high school.
Wow.
I was a 140 wrestler in high school.
Do you think she'd clap that ass if she was you and
She would
her?
have kicked my ass in high school. She just, fuck. I couldn't even swap my body weight.
I was probably 200 pounds in high school, but I was probably 5'5", and it was all fat.
All right, we're getting into origin stories now.
Okay, so let's.
I think he also means like Amanda Barnhart. Like she's 160, so she's got a 160 on there. Mal O'Brien's gonna do well because she's 135 on her profile. You can just look at the numbers. I mean, my games profile says 248. So
how about let's talk about Sydney Wells. Let's talk about Sydney Wells and Emily Rolfe. Sorry to cut you off, Hiller. They're sitting in 10th place and 11th place. Emily Rolfe is a games athlete who's maybe even won a games event. Can they climb? Is tomorrow their climbing day? I think Emily Rolfe maybe won the run.
Totem bar.
Okay.
Yeah, the run totem bar, I believe. JR?
Any thoughts, JR? Can Sydney or Emily climb up? Are we gonna or not? Can they? Are we gonna see them?
Yeah, I think they'll both climb tomorrow. Sydney, I mean, it's been a full year, and I know one of the things that people keep harping on are her ring muscle ups a lot better than they were last year. I'm sure they are. She's been proven for a full year. I think she finishes top 10 on both those workouts.
Matt, do you know how to make a poll? Make a poll. Is Danielle Brandon a big girl?
and then get Brian to bring her back in after the results are up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And the normal world, in the outside world, outside the CrossFit community, we get destroyed for that. But in this world, it's fine.
All you gotta do is look at numbers and then look at the average weights in the field. That's all it is. And I mean, here, she won't kill me for saying this. Alexis, my fiance, she did Murph this year, and she's 10 to 12 pounds lighter than she was when she did it last year, and she PR'd her Murph. And she's not in as good a shape. The only thing that's like a big difference is that she's lighter. And this workout is like there's just a big difference when you're heavier.
So we're gonna see Sydney
listening too.
So we're gonna see Sydney Wells get stopped on the muscle ups. You're gonna say
no. I think Sydney Wells is gonna do well on this one.
Okay. All right, because that's sort of what I'm interested in. I'm interested to see them climb. I'm interested to see if Danny Spiegel can hold that top spot. I'd love to see Amanda Barnhart go. Do you think Mal O'Brien wins? Starts putting the wins back up on the board tomorrow?
Sorry, who's gonna put wins on the board tomorrow?
Mallory O'Brien.
She'll win the Minnesota mashup, and I think Danny Spiegel will win the speed chipper.
It's too bad you can't just click on those and see what they are.
The speed chipper is 120-yard shuttle. Snatches 16 at 115, 125 for ladies.
175, 125, I think.
Okay, and then 36 chest to bar, 100 a longer distance shuttle run, 36 chest to bar, 16 snatches. Finish with a shuttle run.
Okay, I'm going to give you the same Anthony Davis remark for this. Will Danny Spiegel get time capped for event number 6?
Oh, the legless?
Yeah. I don't think so.
No, 11 minutes is, again, would be, she's a games athlete.
Really, it's a rope climb a minute. And it's even less than that. It has to happen.
The rope climb a minute and it ain't even 15 feet.
I want to go look. Can you go to Matt? Can you go to Granite Games? Can you go to the MAC and see if any women time capped that workout? Let's see that.
Shelby Neal did.
Oh, that's right.
That was her only finish out of the top 5.
That's fucking crazy.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the dudes. Can we check the chicks? And how come the dudes only went to 20? Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, there was only one cap. Wow.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
She's a savage, dude. She's so good.
She's a savage.
I mean, it broke my heart to watch that. That was tough.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. She didn't make it to the games.
Yeah, by 1 point. Or, sorry, not by 1 point, but I mean 9.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
and she just posted that it was it was all or nothing. She's going to go into military officer training school. She's
Well,
not doing the last chance qualifier is what I'm saying.
Oh, wow. Check out let's check out Torian. Let's check out Torian. I want to see how crazy this is, what I'm saying. Check out the Torian women if any of them didn't if they got time cap. Thank you, Souza. Okay. Well, by the way, this also goes against something that Brian was saying. He's always talking about how Australia deserves more people going to the games, but this is pretty glaring compared to what we just saw over at the MAC. They had one girl get capped, and she's a beast. It's such a bizarre circumstance. She may be the top 10 fittest woman on earth, to be honest. I mean, she's a beast. Here they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, but I think Brian's argument is more so go look at the top 7 females and look at what their lowest place finish is of the weekend, and then go and look at other regions and look at the same. So he's saying that
he's looking at one end. I agree.
Yeah, the depth at the top is just much better. You cannot have one mistake, whereas maybe in other semifinals you can have a 15th or a 16th and still qualify. You can't get away with that in this region.
Yeah, look again, Syndicate more. Okay, let's check Lowlands. This is interesting. Yeah, that was brutal to watch. You're right. Now it's starting to come back to me through my. Okay, so none. No. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So maybe just the MAC was just one girl. Wow. So Shelby Neal, if she would have been in another semifinal, she's going.
I mean, I think she finishes like 28th or 27th, she's going.
Yeah,
Right.
that's so for sure. It's crazy.
All right. Do we want to come on tomorrow before the event? I don't think we need to. We have individual events.
We should go after the event, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We're kind of all caught up on this stuff.
Okay. So it's 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow.
That's when the show is, or that's when the event starts?
That's when the event's over. So we'll start the show like at 4:15 Pacific Standard Time tomorrow.
Oh, cool by me.
It's late, right?
Mm-hmm. It's probably gonna end late today, like today though, too, right?
Today we ended late, so they end. Oh yeah, they end at 4:02. It says here Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. Event
Isn't
3.
the Far East happening right now? Isn't that how that works?
Mm-hmm. Right now, Far East is going. Individual event 1 is 6:55 Pacific time to 8:35 Pacific time.
I want to tell you something that I thought of. I watched the Far East yesterday, or I watched it this morning when I woke up.
Individual they have event 1 or 2.
I watched the whole thing. I just watched. It's a beautiful venue. It's got 3 or 4 or 5 cameras locked off, but it's got no one commentating, and that's all ego and 0 fucks given from CrossFit Games media, from CrossFit HQ. If I was running CrossFit HQ, I would make heads roll, because they could ask us to commentate it for free from our computers like we do here and steal the show. Are you looking at our fucking numbers now? But the egos are so big over there that they can't do it. And they got no one commentating. You can see all the money spent by whoever in Korea that director is. It's a beautiful event with locked off cameras. We would kill it. If they let us commentate it, we would give them 10 times the viewership. We'd be saying the funniest shit ever. We'd be talking about anthropogenic body proportions.
And the Valsalvo.
Oh, I just saw that and I'm like, what a shame. What a waste. Souza, you're the executive producer of this show. Why didn't you get us that job for free?
They still haven't even answered my L1 application yet. I don't know.
You're an affiliate.
Yeah. Toxic.
Okay, guys. 4:15 tomorrow, tentatively. I'm gonna double check this schedule because I'm gonna ask the thumb to double check it. And then we'll stay on for about an hour. And then event 4 will come on at 5:36 and be over at 6:58 if everything goes according to plan. And then we'll come back on at 7:15 p.m. Tomorrow we'll send out more links to all of you guys, from Rich Froning to Rebecca to Daniel Brandon to Angelo, Colton Mertens. I cannot believe you guys all came on the show today. I honestly am just sitting there on my couch, like honored. James Townsend, J.R. Howell, Taylor, Hiller, Souza. Seriously, guys, what a cool thing we're doing.
You know you're a games champion on tomorrow, right? Because you've had 3 days in a row the games champ on.
Froning,
Medeiros.
Oh,
And then you had Smith, and then you had Froning. So tomorrow, who you need to get one?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter who.
we'll try.
Hey.
Oh, shit. Will,
You're muted.
Who's that guy?
Will,
You're muted.
we can't hear
yourself.
you.
I came in here. I thought you guys were down yet. I just had to get in before the show closed because I wanted to say something after.
Okay. Good night, everyone. You won't know